Joining me here in Sydney is Daily Telegraph columnist Joe Hildebrand. Great to see you, Joe.
Lovely to be here.
And in Canberra, Headline Advisory Director Andrew Carswell. Great to see you, Carsy. Joe, look, it's amazing how Trump is facing extremely serious charges here. I mean, we've seen the photographs, apparent absolute proof that he had classified documents. He took them home.
But in the toilet, no less.
Who keeps classified documents in the bathroom?
Right. Well,
mine go down the incinerator.
Maybe it's a little bit more respectful, but yeah.
But you know, very difficult for him to deny this. But his messaging is so smart because he says Biden's trying to jail his leading opponent.
Yeah, and look, I think there's actually something in that, and that's the problem here. I don't, for a minute, suggest that Donald Trump has done anything right, let alone has not done anything wrong. I mean, he's that kind of guy, and that's what makes him so fun to watch. But clearly, there is some kind of a breach that has gone on. Other presidents have done it before, but it's often been inadvertent, and they've returned the documents when asked. Trump, that's not his style. We know he goes to war and he digs his heels in, and that's what makes Donald Trump Donald Trump. But having said all that, I don't like this idea of lawfare as a way of waging political campaigns. And this is something we've seen the left of politics do in the US in response to Trump time and time and time again. And in many ways, that's why Joe Biden's in the White House, because they were so busy trying to get Donald Trump kicked out for being illegitimate, whether it was colluding with the Russians or getting the Supreme Court to overturn his migration bill or the investigation to Stormy Daniels and now this, that they never actually just produced a political candidate who could beat him. And that's why the Democrats are now trying to get Donald Trump to win the Republican nomination, which is a strange thing to do if you think he's a criminal. Why would you be encouraging that to happen? But by making him a martyr, they want him to get the nomination because, ironically, they know that he's the only guy that Joe Biden can beat. So the only bloke that the second worst presidential candidate can beat is the worst presidential candidate.
Now, I mean, there's so many points to this, Andrew Carswell, but like on the one side, clearly this is the strongest case against Trump. There is, you know, so much evidence. But then on the other hand, you look at, well, Hillary Clinton's emails, you look at Biden taking classified documents home. So is there also a political vendetta here and hypocrisy for, you know, there was no indictment against Hillary?
Well, suddenly the DOJ has muscled up. Well, I mean, they didn't seem to muscle up for Hillary, as you said, and for Biden's son as well, who arguably should have faced the same scrutiny from prosecutors. But I agree with Joe on this. I mean, this will make Donald Trump more of a martyr than ever. Yes, the photos don't look great, and yes, there's some recordings that will probably come across that show that he knew what was in those documents. But look at the vote. Look at the polling that has been taking place in the last 2 days that show he's still, with a 6 in front of his numbers as opposed to his Republican comrades as well. So I think this will not diminish him in the eyes of the American public, which is frightening.
Yeah.